Nick Pugh, and I caddy for Lucas Herbert. I have worked for Ari Irawan, Jazz Jane Watananand, Minkyu Kim, Lucas Herbert, Kurt Kitayama, Johannes Veerman, and now Lucas Herbert again. I got into caddying like most of us do, kind of stumbled into it. I've been a professional golfer all my life, either playing or coaching, did some work with club manufacturers, demo days and the like. And a friend of mine asked me to go along and do a couple of weeks for him. Ended up in Australia working for him there. And then he didn't qualify, Monday qualify for a tournament, didn't get in. Another player, Ari from Malaysia, said, "Oh, if you're in Australia, do you fancy doing the Australian Open with me?" So I remember walking down the fairway at the Oz Open with Adam Scott, Jordan Spieth, some of the best players in the world, TV cameras, big crowds, grandstands. It was just exactly what I always wanted as a player, but I wasn't good enough to get there. So went there as a caddy, really enjoyed it, decided to give it a go. Started working for Ari full time. Best moments are always wins. Was very fortunate to get one of those in Asia with Jazz at the Queen's Cup in Thailand. Haven't had one in Europe yet, but growing up as a boy, always wanted to play in the Open Championship. Never got to play in one, but I've walked down the 18th fairway in a couple now, and that's a pretty special moment as well. Lowest moments usually involve getting fired. I was fired in Vegas a couple of years ago, but that was made slightly sweeter by the fact that I was sat in a jacuzzi drinking a beer within about 10 minutes. But getting fired sucks usually. Had probably the worst moment professionally, as in during a round of golf, working at Hillside in the British Masters a couple of years back, and it was a horrible day. It was windy, it was wet, it was miserable, and for some reason decided to put a brand new, fresh out of the box, white pair of Gore-Tex trainers on. They looked pristine. They were pretty cool. And then I tripped over and fell down a hill. It's called Hillside for a reason. Tripped over, fell down a hill, managed to brush myself off, get back up. We had to go back up that same hill to hit a provisional ball. Slipped down the hill again on my arse in front of hundreds of spectators. Managed to jump back up with the bag still intact, and then fell back down it again 5 minutes later. So that was literally the lowest moment of my career, as I was falling down a hillside, and my trainers weren't very white afterwards. Had some pretty rough accommodation when I was working in Asia. Went to Bangladesh, Myanmar, a few places like that. But the one that springs to mind was in Germany, in Hamburg, during a heat wave. And I was staying with a good friend of mine, who for some reason, maybe it was the heat, decided that it would be a good idea to sleep naked. And I was greeted most mornings with a full moon. Wasn't very pleasant. Jack Nicklaus once said that he never missed a short putt on the 18th green. The reporter said, no, you missed one here, you missed one there, and he just denied it. So I'm going to deny it. Never pulled a bad club. Had some big shifts of wind direction, maybe flyers from the rough or from the middle of the fairway. But no, we don't pull bad clubs. We're very professional. It is a weird job. I've been heckled in New York for the beard. Usually when you come off from a round of golf and you've done a great job all day, your player's not quite at the races, he's struggling, you're both battling around to get around the golf course in a reasonable score, and you might shoot 72, but you've turned a 77 into a 72. You've done such a good job between you, and nobody says anything to you in the clubhouse. The next day you go out, your player's on fire. He's hitting the middle of every fairway, he's hitting greens, he's attacking pins, he's making putts, he shoots 64. You're not actually doing very much, you're just going along for the ride, passing him his putter, saying good shot, putting divots back, and everyone pats you on the back and says great job when you come in the clubhouse. So sometimes you get undeserved praise, and other days it goes completely unsung. So it's a weird job in that respect. Weird, but also not being able to get to that height as a player. It is the best job in the world, being able to do it next to these great players.